Hey guys, it's Max. Today we are doing the video that nobody asked for. iPad Pro 2020 versus iPhone versus mirrorless camera. This is a little bit of a camera test and kind of a month with iPad Pro video, but it's coming. It's coming. And we're going to go out. Oh my god, it just started raining. Oh shoot. Well, that might get in the way of our test. Anyway, I'm going to be photographing a few different objects, a few different subjects around, and I'm going to be testing each of the cameras out, and I'm not judging them on any specific scale. I'm just having fun, because it's fun. Okay, let's go outside now. Okay, so I have a few different subjects chosen. The first one is just this little foldable tripod, and I'm going to do iPad Pro first, iPhone, and then the mirrorless camera. I'm thinking the mirrorless camera will come out on top, but maybe not. I don't know. My expectations are pretty fair, I think. Okay, so this is quite annoying that it's raining outside, but I can fix it. I mean, I can't fix the rain, but I'm going to sit on the comfort of my porch, my socks, and I am going to take a wide-angle shot of this tree. So, as we can already see with the video, on my camera, it's totally fine. It has the same focal length that the iPad Pro does. The iPad Pro has an ultra-wide angle lens, but it's 10 megapixels rather than 12, which is kind of, I don't know, I mean, I'll tell you what I think about that. But yeah, so I'm going to test out getting a wide shot with two ultra-wide angle lenses and then one wide angle lens on my phone. Learning new things every day, I just realized that the 10 megapixel lens on the iPad Pro, which is the ultra wide angle lens, is actually 14 millimeters rather than 16 millimeters, which is on my mirrorless camera. I would have thought that they're both 16, but I can't do math. 14 plus 14 equals 28. 28 is the regular lens. Never mind, focal length. So the next test is going to be taking a photo of a subject. So I know that both the iPad Pro and the iPhone do really well with this because they both have portrait mode, but I don't really know about the mirrorless camera. I'm wondering to see how that'll work. Okay, so for my next test, I'm in the dark. It's honestly a little bit scary. And I have these lights behind me. And I'm just going to be taking a photo of this little bird feeder that's hanging up on the tree. And I'm going to be testing out just playing. I'm going to have standard settings on each of the cameras, and I'm going to be seeing how it performs in the night. And then I'm also going to be taking a photo of just kind of a dark, kind of like, I think I'm going to do a soccer ball. It's not very well lit, and I'm just going to see how noise reduction works and that kind of thing. Okay, so with that test done, now I'm going to take a photo of this ball. It's just a soccer ball, and there are kind of some vibrant colors, so I'm wondering how the colors will look through the lens. And there's not very much light on it because there's not very much light out here at all. So I'm going to see how this one looks. This is really the ultimate dark test because on the other ones there was quite a bit of exposure behind it. So we're just going to be testing this ball out. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm excited to see kind of in depth how each of these photos performed. I'm pretty sure that the ones inside worked well, but these ones in the dark I'm not quite sure about. This was a really fun opportunity for me to geek out on the cameras, and so this has been a fun video to do. Hope you guys liked it. If you did, press the like button below, comment below if you have any questions for me, or if you'd just like to make your voice heard. Something we need now more than ever. Stay safe, stay healthy, and subscribe below if you're not already. Bye guys.